like there's no tomorrow.
Welcome to the BingKing podcast.
All right, you ready?
And we're back.
Okay.
Hello, ladies, and well, you'll put like a limiter on this. It's hard to do podcast stuff, isn't it? Like the editing,
Not
the
really.
audio and stuff.
The editing's super easy.
How do you do it, mate? It's a
So-
lot of kit, isn't it? How much is this mic? Expensive.
Yeah. The mics aren't cheap. The mics are the most expensive part.
How much?
I think they were $2,000 a piece, and I have 3.
Oh yes, that's expensive.
They're rough. Yeah.
Hello. We're back. I'm back. How many recurring guests have you had? Lots.
Yeah, lots.
Ah, fuck.
I'm sorry.
Can I swear?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought I was going to be like honored with one of these. Like, you are the recurring guest. Nah, absolutely not.
Dude, my last one got. His name is Shi Yujing. I don't know if you know. He is the guy with the head-to-toe tattoos. A lot of people know him. Head-to-toe tattoos, blackout tattoo from the nipples up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude is.
That must hurt, right? Have you
wild.
got tattoos?
Yeah.
Have you got tattoos?
Yeah, I've got a couple on my leg.
I haven't got any. I'm not brave enough.
Really?
Yeah, I'm
Why?
not brave enough.
Dude, you do Muay Thai. Like, I feel like getting punched is.
Yeah, but like
Way
a
worse
tattoo,
than getting
I don't know.
tattooed.
I'm scared I'll regret it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, I've always had some ideas that I thought, like, yeah, like honestly, if I gave in to my impulses, I'd have some of the shittest tattoos in
Dude.
the world. I'm not like a design guy.
How
Does that
old are
make
you now?
sense?
How old are you now?
32.
So,
If anyone asks, I'm 25. What?
dude, I didn't get my first tattoo until 35.
Yeah, smart decision.
Yeah,
smart
yeah.
decision. Because honestly, I'd have like Carpe Diem written on my forehead
That'd be
or something.
the
like,
wolf.
that'd be an
Yeah,
idiot
at
thing.
18, no one knows what they want on their body.
I'm not one of those like aesthetically people. Even, you know, people like they dress nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm wearing a Chinese suit that was picked out for me by yeah. Other people dress me.
Yeah, I get you.
So,
They
yeah.
can't be good at everything.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm telling you, I got my first tattoo at 35, and it was 100% worth it because I knew exactly what I wanted to do.
Go on,
And
give me the story. Let's see
I
it.
can't show it to you because it's like
Get it
on
up.
high-
Get it up. Get it up.
way too high on my leg.
You get PG, you
But
get
I got it because I play Magic the Gathering.
Yes.
And I've played Magic the Gathering for 20 years, 20 plus years.
On the topic of Magic the Gathering, I go off on tangents a lot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but like you must be like in a top percentile of players. Like you think?
Absolutely not. I've played this game for so long, and I'm still shit at it. Like, I'm so bad at the game. But like,
Is
I
it not a
genuinely
pay
enjoy
to win? Is it not?
It is a little bit pay to win.
But then there's a lot of people that are paying to win, therefore to be. The
Yes,
top end's a lot. Okay.
correct.
How
But
much
at the
how
very
much a good
top
deck?
end, it's not pay to win.
How much a good deck? I remember when I played Yu-Gi-Oh! If you spent £1,000, that was as good as you're
Yeah.
gonna get. As good as you're gonna
The-
get. Like 10,000 RMB, and then you won't get better. Really.
Even in the most expensive format,
Yeah.
it can go tens of thousands of dollars.
Oh
Tens of thousands of
wow!
dollars.
So there's a big
Yeah,
difference.
There's a
there.
big difference. But
Tens of
in the
thousands,
most,
like a cot.
Yeah.
Like a cot.
Like a cot,
For
yeah.
what, 50 cards?
Yeah. 60 cards.
What
But I don't have any of those cards. I have a couple of old ones that are worth a lot. But the point is, I think Magic the Gathering is always evolving. So because the game always evolves.
How many years now?
Coming on 30.
Oh really?
It's
Okay,
a long.
okay.
It's been a while, and so the game just keeps putting out new sets, and because of that, if you don't play, you actually kind of get out of the game.
Yeah. World of Warcraft, remember?
Yeah, same shit.
I play that. It's the same sort of thing. You log back in 2 years later.
It's
and
different.
It's, like, what?
It's a different game.
It's a different game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my spells are all not the same. I'm
Yeah.
in a different place. Like,
Yep.
what is
It's a
this?
bunch of power creep where you're like, oh, this does way better than what I used to be able to do. Yeah, so
I
it's
suppose
totally different.
Yeah. So what was I gonna say? I suppose they have to though to keep it interesting, right?
They don't.
Oh,
I don't believe that.
Here's
at
the
all.
rant. Go on. Here it
actually
comes.
think that it's a lack of creativity. It's speed to
Okay.
market. It's easier to power creep instead of making something a little bit more
Who owns it?
expansive and interesting.
Who owns the game? Who owns the rights to Magic the Gathering?
So right now, Wizards of the Coast was bought out by Hasbro.
Hasbro, which
Yeah.
is of course a
Massive
massive
company.
like table game as
Correct.
well as okay.
They
okay.
own G.I. Joe, Transformers. They own a bunch of
So they own lots of IP.
yeah.
essentially.
They own Dungeons Dragons. They own a lot.
Big ones.
Yeah.
And Magic's got to be one of the biggest. Then Well, there were Dungeons and Dragons as well.
Yeah.
So
Transformers is huge.
how
Fucking,
much? Oh, they own Transformers
Yeah.
as well. Oh wow. So they lease the rights to that for movies and stuff.
Yeah.
So how do they like? How do you think they run it? Like,
You
because
mean-
I imagine who was the previous owner? Sorry, you just.
They were standalone before.
Yeah,
it's
but
called Wizards of the Coast.
Wizards of the Coast. So they presumably were like fans that really like card games,
Correct.
and then they have made this game that they like, and then this gets sold to a huge conglomerate,
Yeah.
and then obviously they have the shareholders' interest at heart, right?
Correct.
But they also must lean towards, please don't leave playing our game. It's still the same. So how do you think they've managed that? When was the
They've done it
transfer?
really bad. Poorly.
Okay, fair
Recently, a lot of people they've gotten a lot more players,
Okay.
but I think they've really destroyed the IP.
Okay.
I think the Wizards of the Coast IP in the beginning for Magic was very fantasy oriented.
Okay.
And they've changed the game
Role
to
play-ish, so that
a little
sort
bit
of vibe? Okay.
that kind of that vibe, but like they've changed the game into more of a platform than an actual IP. So now they have, Magic the Gathering with Transformers cards, Magic the Gathering with Harry Potter cards.
So they're using it to sort of promote. Like, did you again massive tangent here, but similar? Like, did you see Netflix hosted the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson?
I
thing?
saw that.
That's some clicks. Yeah, Jake Paul. Like, say
Fucking
that. But they used that platform very well to promote their other. Similar
Correct.
to what you're saying here. Like, there was like the Squid Games guys sat in front row, and they panned to the audience and be like, "Squid Game season 2 coming
Exactly.
soon." So you're saying that the Magic,
They're doing the same thing.
Transformers. We've got a new movie coming. We'll
They
put a
just-
super overpowered card in that's
Bingo.
Decepticons or
Correct.
whatever. Did you see that movie?
The recent one?
The recent one of like Transformers, which is like the
Beast Wars?
origin story of how.
No, I didn't see it.
Oh, mate, it was actually quite good. I
Really?
did not realize it was a Transformers movie. It's a kids one. It's like really kiddie. I did not realize it was a Transformers movie until the end.
It's animated,
and it
or
was
is
like
it?
Optimus Prime. Is that Transformers? It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Decepticons. And it's like the origin story. So obviously they have big plans for this like franchise. Like
I really like Transformers,
Okay.
but I
Have
don't.
you not watched the movie then? It's a
haven't.
kids one, to be fair.
Yeah.
So if you're like an adult, hardcore sort of like fan of the old stuff,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be your thing. I will be
Okay.
honest. I don't know if it's going to be.
I'll
I
give
did
it a-
not know it was a Transformers thing. But
Really?
there might be some lore in there that I don't know how much of the lore you are
good amount.
aware of, to be fair.
Yeah.
Because it was like, basically there's this guy and there's the Decepticon. No, there's before the Decepticons.
Okay.
So the
Autobots and what?
It's like, there's these guys, the Primes,
Yeah.
okay? And then
Correct.
there's this one guy who's a fake Prime.
Okay.
And then all the other Primes, you probably know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about, right?
I'm with you.
So this is what I got from the movie. So you'll see how true to form it is
Okay.
from what I remember as a noob. The Primes were killed in a battle.
Okay.
Except one Prime.
Correct.
But later on, you discover that this guy he's not an actual Prime. He betrayed them.
Okay.
And enslaved all their Autobots into essentially mining. He took out their core
Yeah.
or something, their cog, the gear, something he took out from them. And then he's sort of like, it's sort of like an Orwellian society where he's like the overlord and he uses the media to brainwash them to be like, you all should love me because I will keep you safe. Sort of like safety.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar. Yeah. So because of that, so like everyone's working for society to be safe. That does sound familiar,
Real
doesn't
familiar.
it? Oh my gosh, where does that come from? So yeah, everyone's working for Antren, I think is the word they used in the movie.
Yeah.
Because I watched it in Chinese. So Antren. Do you Antren?
Yeah.
We're renmin for. Sorry, no, you're gonna have to cut that. Sorry.
That was it.
YouTube version. If you're not watching the YouTube version,
You should be watching the YouTube version.
So the guy who's brainwashed everyone to mine, took out their cores, and then they go on some mission. Then they discover this fake Prime is selling the ore that they're mining to these alien guys.
Energon, I'm assuming.
Yes, Energon, presumably. Yeah, this energy, the thing that they're mining, and he's actually selling it to the bad guys, which are these aliens essentially. And then they go, "Hey, you're a scumbag. You're not actually doing it." And then on the way back, they find these other guys, they're other robots, but they're living on the surface of the planet, and then they become the Decepticons.
Okay, because they fly.
Like, they get angry, and there's two, and actually, the Optimus Prime and the main bad guy, what's he called? Megatron, they were actually friends.
Yes.
And they were mining together, and then Megatron gets angrier and angrier, and then turns into essentially the bad guy, big battle.
Interesting.
It's a kid's version though. It's
Okay.
good, but is that true to the lore? Very true.
I don't know enough about that era.
You should watch it then.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's
So
quite
I don't
good.
know.
It's quite
Okay.
good. It's quite good.
Because I grew up with like G.I. Joes and Transformers. Like that was my childhood. Basically that and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I watched a video where Logan Paul is similar to card games, right? He bought a box of first edition Pokemon. Did you see
Correct.
that? And it was
I know
like
he has
G.I.
it,
Joe card. He got robbed. Oh, heavy.
Oh, I did not see that. That's hilarious.
Did you not see that? That's awful.
That's hilarious.
So Logan Paul, right? He bought. I think he must have spent. I mean, hundreds of thousands of dollars minimum. I can't remember the exact price, but let's call it $250,000. Probably about that for a first edition booster box of Pokemon cards. Which if you've got a Charizard inside there, you get your money back.
Correct.
Plus all the other cards, collector's edition, blah blah blah. And it passed all the tests. He cut it open, and it turned out to be a fake box filled with G.I. Joe trader cards.
Dude, that's rough.
Heavy.
I'd be so sad.
Do people grade the Magic
Yes.
the Gathering cards?
Of course.
Is that with is it Beckett, isn't it? Is like the elite
There are
one?
a bunch. There are a bunch
Okay.
of people that grade them. Right now, the most expensive card was bought by Post Malone.
Oh really? So he's
Post Malone got it it was the crossover with the Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
And the One Ring
You should
card.
call him out. You should call Post Malone out
Absolutely.
to a battle of Magic. Post Malone, if you're watching this, bro, my friend will kill you.
Not true.
at
He's
Magic
a much
the
better
Gathering.
player than me.
Oh, really? Is he really good?
He's actually very good. Yeah,
Okay,
he's a really
okay.
good player. But Post Malone got the most expensive card that's
much?
ever. It's $1 million.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So like Pokemon level money. It's
That's
just
a
as
lot of
expensive.
money. And
Wow.
he bought it off a guy that opened it. The one of one, I guess, One Ring.
Crazy this. Like, do you know what I think? And it's similar to like how I judge if a book is good or not. Right?
Yeah.
It's like you see all these New York bestseller, blah blah. But I read a lot of books, right? And I like to read the old ones that the first editions are selling for an awful lot of money.
Sure.
Because to me that means someone, especially like there's a book, I'm sure you've heard of it, The Wealth of Nations by Adam Smith.
Yes,
It's
of
like
course.
there's just
Economics.
written hundreds of years ago about economics, but a first edition copy of that book is ridiculous. I wouldn't hazard a guess for fear of being wrong in front of your lovely audience. Audience, while you're here, like, subscribe, thank you.
Daniel, on all platforms.
But yeah, but the first edition copy sells for an awful lot, which tells me that someone attributes a lot of their success to that book.
Sure.
And is willing to spend
Hey.
a lot of money to own a piece of it, like
Right.
the history of it. So it's like that with the Magic the Gathering, right?
Yeah.
Post Malone would not pay so much money unless he attributes at least some of his life, a big part of his success, I imagine, to this card game. And
Sure.
as I said last time I was on, because I'm a returning guest, you can see my previous podcast link in the description. Yeah, thank you very much for that. You've got to do these things, man. What was I saying?
Last time you were on, you were probably gonna go somewhere into World of Warcraft.
I've lost my train of thought.
Yeah,
Sorry.
don't worry about it.
I do this a lot.
I'm with you because that is while I don't pay a lot of money for these old cards.
Yes.
I did manage to get a Magic the Gathering tattoo on myself as to show my love for the game.
Okay, yeah,
Because
it's a
I've been in
similar
it for
vibe, yeah,
20
yeah.
plus years. You know?
I'm like that with World of Warcraft. My finger, I don't know if you can see that right on the camera,
Yeah.
but
It's
as I was
terribly-
aging, this is from the ages of like 13 to 17, so like puberty as a male.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I have been through puberty, and
According to your voice, we're not sure.
yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. You see, this finger is like bent.
Crooked, yeah.
It cannot. That's because it grew on a shift key. You see,
Yeah.
I'm talking like for years. I used to wake up at like 6 a.m., play the game till like 1 a.m., sleep 5
That's
hours,
crazy.
and it was okay because I didn't move and didn't use that many calories that
Yeah.
day. And I'm young, you got dragon blood at the age of
That's not
14,
true, but
haven't you?
okay.
not actual dragon blood, but yeah, crazy.
Dude, I cannot play a game for that long. Like I've tried, and I don't have the mental fortitude to sit down in front of a TV or a computer and just play a game for
Same now anymore.
20 hours.
I judge myself too much. I feel like I'm lazy. Like
Yeah.
I can't do it anymore. At the time, it felt productive and stuff. Man, I'm so sick now though. Like I went back in, and there's things that I wasn't good at that I'm really good at. Because like I had a massive stint in like crypto where I was
Yeah.
like study because I thought that would somehow help your chances of gambling. Don't do crypto, ladies and gentlemen. Trust me, I was in the crypto scene for 3 to 4 years of hardcore sort of grinding. It is gambling. Trust me.
Yeah.
Take on my knowledge. It is not worth it.
But so is the stock market.
Yeah, to an extent.
Yeah.
To an extent, yes. But crypto's like, because it's so unregulated.
Yeah,
the,
correct.
Honestly, the best way, this is a quick Daniel's guide to crypto money. Are you ready? This is what you do. You start a coin. You live in Hong Kong. Okay,
Yeah.
you live in Hong Kong. You start a coin. You pay influencers to promote that coin. You sell that coin 20 seconds after those influencer videos go live. That is how you make money in crypto.
It's called a rug pull.
It's called a rug pull, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. Gold guide over. Boom. That's the only way.
Please don't do that. That's a mistake. That's
the
meanest
it's
thing you
also
can
massively illegal. So don't like. Do you know what I mean?
Don't do that, guys. It's the worst thing you can do to either your fans or the influencers' fans.
Yeah. You see
These
a lot
people
of it.
lose a ton of money. That's a mistake.
It's disrespectful.
It's
isn't it?
very disrespectful. Don't do that.
It's rude, and especially again, I think we have a conversation about this before about like what you're actually selling, and like when you're selling things like that, you're preying on the misfortune of others, like the desperation, and that's a bad place to be.
But the stock market's very similar. Like in a lot of ways, I think the stock market is.
I think most of the information around the stock market, right, is like you think it's like people watch The Wolf of Wall Street and the sexy stories of people making money, but it's a very similar way, like exactly what you just said. It's people just scamming people essentially. It's like these penny stocks and stuff. To actually make money in the stock market, like this is someone who I am very active investing in, especially in American stocks, and like it's boring as shit, bro. Like to actually do it properly, I'm talking like 10 to 14% return a year is great. It's happy. It's steady. It's boring. Then compounding will do the rest. But like people don't want to sell that. 10% a year. What?
But
it's still gonna take me 30 years to get rich. Yeah.
Isn't
That
the point? Like it shouldn't be like 2 days. You're done,
bro.
Like
it's the worst thing for you. Let me tell you. I was talking about being in crypto for a while. How I got into it, I was
I have
trading
the same story
like
as you.
Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And I'm talking like I didn't know what I was doing. For the people that do know, now I know. Backtracking, I was trading contracts for difference on a margin. So like it's like options trading essentially.
Correct.
I'm talking 40 times leverage.
Jeez.
Didn't know what it meant. I didn't know what it meant. It's just like, press the green button for buy, you know?
That is wild.
I'm just 40 times leverage. And I was making like, when I was in university, like Bitcoin, at that time I got lucky. It was a big spike.
Yeah.
So it was talking like, I was making £10,000 a day for 1 week. And I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm
done.
I've completed life, bro.
I'm a genius.
That's it. I just made a Porsche in a week and I'm in university. I'm not listening to you guys. And then, wait, what?
It's gone.
It can go down as well?
Yeah.
What? And it goes down much faster than it goes up? Huh? Who told me this? And then that's when I began learning and stuff. So, but I see a lot online of like people that like they sort of get rich quick. You see it with the lottery.
Yep.
And like when you don't understand how much that is actually worth, the intrinsic labor cost of the value of money you're getting, because that's what you're getting really, isn't it? It's a like a labor cost essentially. When you just get it immediately, you don't value it. You see the lottery winners, they win 6 million and then they're in debt.
Yep.
You're in debt 300k. It's like you started off with, let's say $10,000, and now you've got $300,000 of debt. Like that lottery, it ruined you, bro. Like you didn't win in that situation. You lost big time. So yeah,
it's not even that. They not only lost, they went up. They saw what it was like, and now they can't. Being further down than they were before is so much worse.
It's the addictive principle. It's like I would never condone doing drugs. Can I talk about drugs on the podcast?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So like for anyone, which I would not suggest doing, but like cocaine.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like it'll throw you up and it brings you down lower than you were, and then you need more. It's that the addictive principle I think of cocaine is not necessarily the effect, but it's the after effect of the down. It's like, I need to feel better again. I'll do anything to feel better again. There's a guy I know. He's always trading these like crypto meme coins. I don't know if you've seen them.
Yeah. I only know of Dogecoin because of Elon.
It's similar to that, but like way smaller, like market cap ones. And basically, he's like proper depressed.
Yeah.
And he can't be happy.
I can imagine.
And I'm trying to really help him. And he's like, he's just lost so much money that he's just always chasing the a lot of streamers these days are really pushing like gambling narratives to their, I don't know if you've seen that.
Yes.
It's like they've all got, and they get young men to gamble, and I think that's really dangerous.
It's super dangerous.
Have you ever been a gambler?
I am anti-gambling.
Me too. I wouldn't say I go as far as say anti-gambling, but I do not gamble.
I don't either.
I went to Macau once, and I think I took out like $100.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, if you lose it, oh no, that was silly. But It's the price of a ticket to Disney, for example. So that's the price for the fun, if you like. And I left with like $120. And I was like, fantastic, great. Because
I made
20%.
20%.
You can think in percentages, right? You know, I mean, I don't have to win. I don't even want to risk the capital to win massive. So like, I won 20%.
Yeah.
Well, what a great day, you know, on the slot machines. I don't care if I'm betting $1 a go. Like, it could be $10,000. It could be $1. I don't care. You just play for the fun. I don't gamble.
I don't either.
Based on the fact that, like this guy, back to this story, the other day, he's always depressed because he's lost money. Always depressed because he's lost money. And the interesting thing is, he's depressed because even when he makes money, he realized he could have made more if he stayed in the play. And that's like, bro, at this stage, you can't win. So for anyone who's gambling, stop. If it gets to that stage, actually stop, like on a serious note, because you can't win, right? And I'm like, bro, if you're always going to calculate the maximum profit to the maximum, that's like catching a falling knife. You're never going to get that. You should be happy. Like the other day, you got 15K, made 15K in a day. Wow.
That's awesome.
Awesome amount of money. Like incredible for anyone. If anyone makes $15,000 USD in a day, you should be really happy. And he was like walking around, oh my God, it's up to 15K. I was like, great, sell.
Yeah.
And he said, no. I'm
going to write it out.
And I was like, bro, like that's an insane amount of money. You're always complaining that you're losing 2K, 3K, 5K. You've just made 15K. Like, sell. He's like, no, this is the one. This is the one. I was like, bro, that's always the one. Just sell. He's like, no. Next day, I was like, how did that play go? And he went, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
And he was like genuinely depressed. I was like, how do I help you? And then later on, I asked him, so did you lose it all? And he went, no, I made 7K.
Yeah.
And I was like,
that's awesome.
Bro, you're like, you should be happy with that. And he was like, I know, but I could have made 50. Yeah. I was like, no. You could have made 50. You also could have lost everything.
Correct.
So
you could have been way under.
You didn't. You made 7K. Long thing. Anyway, off gambling. Don't gamble.
If anyone that goes to a casino and actually looks around, just look at the people, none of them are happy. Exactly. Nobody's happy in a casino. And that should tell you it's not a great place to be. Just look around.
That's probably the best way.
Pick up your head and look at the people at the table. And if they're not all smiling or they're not like genuinely having a good time, maybe you shouldn't be there.
Yeah, that's not an environment you want to be in, right? Because like energy is fairly contagious. Not to go all like super mystic and stuff.
No,
but
that's
like,
how I feel.
If you're in a place with like lots of positive energy, you're gonna get that positive energy. If you're in a place with lots of negative energy, they say misery loves company, right?
Yep.
They say misery loves company, and it.
But that's why I go to places that genuinely have happy people. Place like Jawad's gym. You genuinely see happy people there.
Yeah, shout out Mahmoudi Gym. Shout out Mahmoudi
Gym in Shanghai.
Yeah,
dude, genuinely happy people there. And that's why it's good. Like, if you're at a gym where everyone's just, like, mean mug, looking to kick your ass, looking to break your arm, don't be there.
I'm not having fun.
Don't be there. Yeah.
Comes down to, bro, again, super deep, but, like, you're going to die. Like, why are you wasting your time in negative energy places? Like, you want to have a positive impact in the world, right? I should hope everyone has that as a goal, right? So how are you going to best achieve that? It's certainly not going to places filled with negative energy, with people that hate their lives and hate, like, to an extent, you want to help those people, but, like, I'm not wasting my time trying to. If you're so deep in a hole, I'm not going to waste my life digging you out of it, you know?
So here's the opposite side of this. Okay. I have a friend who's actually, she used to be very deep in depression. She's gotten a good amount out of it. But there was a time when she realized hanging out with me could bring her up a bit. And I realized that every time I hung out with her, brought me down a bit.
Bro, I have the same. I should call somebody right now and be like.
So I had to.
How did you manage this?
I had to tell her. I was like, I can't do this.
We are the same.
Like,
person.
I can't do this.
I did exactly
every week. I can't do this. Like, we're friends, and I would love to like part with my happiness sometimes in order to like make you feel better because I genuinely care for you. We are friends. I do want to be like.
I want to see you happy.
Yeah, I want to see you happy. Yeah. And that's great. But not at the price of me having to bring myself back from negative to positive every week. Like, that takes energy. And I can't.
It's calories, bro. You need to eat that. Yeah.
I can't do that every week.
Yeah.
I can do that sometimes, and I really want to help. But there's only so much that I can give. But I need to, I don't have infinite happiness.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think you're quite a happy person. I'm quite a happy person. People seem to forget that you need to charge yourself sometimes. Yeah. Like
Correct.
last weekend, bro, I was dead. Bro.
Yeah.
I slept probably like 4 hours 3 nights for 4 hours like consecutively.
That sounds miserable.
So it was just like that's what I was saying about your camping experience. Yeah. But like it takes it out of you, and then you can ask. I was in a coffee shop and I was fueled entirely by coffee, which is a
terrible
place to be. Yeah, exactly, terrible place to be. And I stood up. I felt I was in a dream. I felt that everybody hated me.
Ooh.
And that's like your real world, like your real world is inside your head.
Yeah.
So when you're in that place where, oh my God, everyone hates you. Everyone hates you. Like that's how it's not necessarily correct, but that's how it feels. Therefore, that is correct. So yeah, sleep's important. Get good sleep.
Yeah. How'd you get out of it?
Got some good sleep. I just went back, slept. And
Worked
then
out a
for
bit.
3 days of like, yeah. In fact, that's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
I went to George Gym and I killed myself on these air bikes. Like,
Yeah.
He killed me on an air bike. Very
Airdynes are hard.
inspirational guy, motivational guy. Killed me on one of these air bikes. I went home, probably slept at about 6, 7 p.m. Woke up at like 8 a.m. the next day. Like, phew, that was good.
Yeah.
Next day, nice
Same thing.
routine, and then I was back to normal again.
Right.
But
It takes a little bit of time. It's
It's interesting you said that about a friend that like just quite negative. I don't want to be rude. To speak in Chinese, it's like the yin and the yang, right?
Yeah.
And it's like I'm a pretty yang sort of person. This girl similar to very yin and like she's a nice person. I want to help you. I want to be your friend, but I was like, bro, you make me less happy than I want to be.
Right.
And I'm not really okay with that. You know what I mean? It's nothing personal. I just want to tell you directly.
Yeah.
Very interesting you had that same story.
exact same thing. But like I still hang out with her. Like I still sometimes. Like I just can't do it every week.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you need to balance that out. And you can tell that they want to get better and they feel that energy coming out of you and they feed off of it. They're like, "Oh, I genuinely feel better after this interaction," which is great. Like I'm there for you.
I have helped. Yeah.
But I can't help every week.
100%.
Like then
You
I'll
can't
just
help
end
everyone
up,
as well,
Yeah,
right?
I'll be underwater by like the end of the year. Like I just can't do it. So you need to be like, you just have to pace yourself. I can help this amount, and that's all I got right now.
You got to remember to keep your own cup full
Yeah.
of water. Of mine.
If I'm down, then we're both down.
I'm like that. I'm quite like an infectious person. Like if I'm in a good mood, maybe again because I'm just living in my head, but everyone's in a good mood.
Yeah.
But if I'm in a bad mood, fuck, I'll piss you off.
Yeah.
I will piss you off. Like sometimes I'm bored, I will deliberately just like piss people off.
Yeah.
To feel like fuck you. In a very nice way. I can do it so it's like very subtle, but like
Right.
I'm a horrible person to be around, quite frankly, when I'm in like a bad mood, I'm tired and I
But
haven't
isn't
eaten.
everybody? Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like if you're in a bad mood, you shouldn't be out in public.
Do you know what, this is
like take a
something-
time off.
There's something I've been learning about, right? In the wisdom of Chinese culture and that. It's like I've been reading a bit of a Confucius.
Kongzi, yeah.
And one of the things that I really took from that book is like, if you're in a good mood, which I would like to hope, because I manage my emotions fairly well, I'm in a good mood most of the time.
Yeah.
But other people are like in a bad mood. You shouldn't really be in a good mood that much in front of them because they're
Yeah.
just they're gonna dislike you. It's not dislike you, but you're going to remind them of how unhappy
be.
they are. Like they're like, oh, they've got like a massive like it's compared to this. I am really. You make them less. Being very happy in front of someone that's very sad is going to make them more sad, and they're going to attribute that loss of happiness to you essentially. So this is something that as I am growing and maturing as a person, I'm trying to like. Again, my goal is never to make other people sad, right? You know what I mean? So if I'm in a good mood, sometimes it's best to just be like,
Really?
yeah.
Do you really buy into that though?
I can't do it, mate.
Yeah.
I try so
Dude.
hard. But I'm like, oh, you're sad. Just be happy, bro. You're going to die one day. And I'm like,
Yeah, I'm telling you, I used to go out clubbing a lot on my own. I used to
really?
go, yeah.
You're one of them?
I went out clubbing on my
That's
own
a special type
when
of
I was
person.
like in my early 20s.
Okay.
And I found
Where
out.
is this? Where is this?
Both in New York and in Shanghai as well.
Okay.
And I found out that if you're happy, and a lot of people in clubs are not happy. But
100%. It's very similar to a casino and
Yeah.
nightclub. Very similar. I don't go to a nightclub for the sole reason that I said this to you today, didn't I? Like the people in bars are not actually happy.
A lot of them are not
A lot
happy.
of them are avoiding their problems. It's sort of like, and you see these friendships. If you're friends with someone, let me tell you this straight. set up for this. This is important for the audience at home. If you're friends with someone and your only hobbies and things you can do in common is go out and drink,
you're not friends.
That ain't your friend, bro.
Yeah, that's not your friend.
That's not your friend. That is someone you share an addiction with. That is like, it's like people taking drugs together.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's not your friend.
Smoking weed, taking heroin, on any scale. If you're the only thing you have in common, what should we do today? Let's go to the bar and get drunk. That's not your friend.
Yeah.
Your friends are people that you can do nothing with. Your friends are people that have similar hobbies that are not detrimental to your health. Do you know what I mean? Trampolining, for example.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go and play in the trampolines together. We're happy. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Bars are miserable places. And I think they're like propagated so much by pop culture, right?
Yep.
It's sort of like, yeah, you see on the TV, it's a sexy place to go. That ain't real life.
Nope.
House parties, different.
Different.
House party,
Yeah.
very different. House parties are genuinely fun. And some of the best parties I ever went to in my entire life were like house parties in England when we were in high school.
Yep.
Proper American Pie vibes. You open a door, someone's getting fucked on a pool table. You close. Oh, sorry.
I have no problem with that, but that's hilarious.
Yeah, that's a real story, you know.
Correct.
And like where I live in England, what's this Sangsarian? So everyone's got like land, you know.
Yeah.
So you go out into like the woods behind someone's house, and there'd be people making out there. There'd be girls giving 6 people blowjobs. We're all maybe like 17 years old. The craziest adventures of your life. Like they make a character. You know what I mean? That is fun when you're young, for sure.
When you're young,
but
correct.
like going to a bar, different vibe, mate. Different vibe, very different vibe.
Don't get me wrong. I genuinely enjoy and I still to some extent enjoy clubbing, but the idea is you have to go for the right reason, right?
Yes.
At the time, I really enjoyed house music, and I was there
got no
just
problem
to
with
go
that.
and
Yeah.
like dance and have a good time to house music.
How many people? A lot of people tell me, "Oh, I'm going for the music." A lot of people say that. I don't know.
Really rare.
It is.
It's
I
rare.
believe it on your case.
I would go and I would just by myself dance in the middle of the dance hall, whatever floor that they
Totally
had.
see that. Yeah.
And while all of these unhappy people are around you, your happiness starts to wheel them in. And
Let's go. I love
more
that.
people start coming up to you, and you don't have to do anything. Just being happy will bring people, because they're not happy, and they want a piece of that happiness. So they often will be like, oh, who's this guy that's just being happy in the middle of this dance floor alone?
Yeah. Who is this guy?
You make more friends that way.
100%. This is an elite game to how to attract women in a nightclub. Are you ready? I swear to God, this is the best way. Ignore them. Literally refuse to make eye contact. Like, just avoid it at all costs. They will come to you, because in a bar, the majority of people are depressed. They're drunk men going up to girls. Hello, beautiful.
about right.
Like, can I buy you a drink? So if you're the person that sits down and is the complete opposite of that, whoa, who's this guy? They will come to you. I did this once. The last time I went to a bar,
How many years ago?
I'm talking 3-4 years ago in Shanghai.
Nice.
Revolution.
Okay,
Revolution.
yeah,
Last
I've been
time
there.
I went to a nightclub. And this is for me when I say I've completed it.
Yeah.
Because to me, the people who go to bars, you go to bars for 2 reasons. One is you're desperately miserable and you want to get really drunk in a socially acceptable place and not
Correct.
judge yourself. Like just drink your sorrows away. You don't avoid your problem. Number two, you're trying to find a
Hook
boyfriend or girlfriend for the night. That's
Correct.
what you're looking for. That's the use of a bar, right? So when I feel I completed it, I sat there and I was completely sober, drank a bottle of water, and I sat there playing on my phone. I had a Shopify store at the time.
Okay.
So I was sort of like making some sales, because at night time here, sort of daytime in the UK, right?
Gotcha.
So I was making my sales. I was just sat there being busy, you know? And I remember these girls would come up to me, and because I'd be looking around and everyone was drunk, like really drunk.
Yeah.
And it was girls somewhat trying to get men to come and say hi, you know, wearing a skimpy dress and like
Nice.
sort of like, and drunk men going, hello, I'll buy you a drink, to which they say yes or no. That's sort of like how it works. And because I just did not play that game, the girls would be like, well, all the guys in here have come up to me. They're not that interesting. Who's that guy?
Yeah.
So they'd come to me, and then I'd slowly be like, oh, sorry, I'm busy. Thank you, though. And I swear to God, they would get more and more and more beautiful, because they'd be like, oh, because the girls would see, oh, he said no to her. This is a challenge. This is a challenge. I swear to God, by the end of the night, I had like all the girls, like, I'm not joking when I say this. I can have verification. There was about 8 beautiful girls, like mostly foreigners, like girls from Singapore, girls from Thailand visiting, like beautiful girls, American girls, like just all like next to my table.
Right.
Whilst I was sat there
On
running
your
a
phone.
little business on my phone, to the extent the guys would come up to me and try to make friends with me.
Correct.
Because the girls were there. So I'd be like, oh, yeah, thanks, mate. And then I'd like look at the girls and be like, oh, like somewhat entertaining the crowd, you know what I mean? And then that was it. Like I left at that point. My friend was too drunk and I was like, that's it. But you know what? That would not have happened if I was going up to girls drunk and saying, can I have your WeChat? Or the first girl that came to me, I was like, oh, yeah, you can have my WeChat. Yeah, because the game's over then. Do you know what I mean? The game is active when you ignore them.
Daniel.
That's my tips.
And I will tell you this as a human male.
Okay.
From the exact opposite perspective.
Okay.
If you looked like me, there's 100% chance that would not happen.
I disagree.
100% chance.
I think with that hat, mate. I think
with the hat, I might be able to do it.
I promise you. Like if you maybe some peacocking. To be fair, I was wearing like a tracksuit. Like literally an all black tracksuit, like nothing. I was like, I didn't particularly look. I was a lot skinnier than I am now as well at the time. I look better now than I did then. That is for sure. But obviously, it's I can't live through other people's experiences. But to be fair, I had a friend who had said a very similar thing to me.
Yeah.
It was like, he said the same thing. He was like, oh yeah, but like, and I was like, I tell you what, mate, you use my Tinder.
Yeah.
I use your Tinder. And I will get someone to agree to come to your house before you get someone to agree to come to my house. And I achieved it.
Oh, yeah?
I achieved it. I achieved it. It's because, but bear in mind, that probably comes from experience, right? I have more experience, so I have the opportunity to learn how to...
I'm just saying, I've done quite well in nightclubs. It just takes more effort. Like, it requires me significantly more effort. And there's nothing wrong with it. You just got to work with the hand you're dealt.
I think for a girl... looks are 85%. I think for a man, physical appearance, while still important, is not more than a third. It's not more than a third. Now that's a big chunk, right? Okay. But like, for this reason, I think men are the real romantics.
Oh, 100%. You know?
I think real romantics. I was saying to a taxi driver earlier, I saw on these blind dates, the girls put like their occupation, their studying history. Guys really don't care about that.
No.
I'm going to be honest. If a girl is extremely beautiful, she's loyal, and she is nice to you and listens to your advice, she is willing to be like Bao Yang.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's like, okay, I accept you are the boss. I will follow you. Submissive, I would say. If a girl is beautiful, submissive, and good to you, that's everything you need. I don't care if you went to Harvard or you didn't graduate kindergarten.
I cannot stand people that put school or occupation.
Bro, I don't give a fuck. Oh, you're a manager at Goldman Sachs. You're a senior vice president at Goldman Sachs. You work in 7-Eleven. Don't care.
Don't care.
Don't care.
At all.
You deliver food. I mean, I have fallen in love with plenty of food delivery women. And I don't know why. I just sort of look at them like, oh,
you're bringing me food. You know, that's fantastic.
Do you know what? I respect the hustle of them. This is something I respect. It's sort of like the hustle and the willingness to do things and like bravery and stuff. Their values. That's the 15%.
Sure.
But realistically, it's not important. But for a guy, woo-wee, you bet your ass there is no beautiful women dating guys that deliver food. I'm sorry to the guys that deliver food out there. I'm sorry, but that is the case. And if you are dating a beautiful woman, that's probably because you are both very young, and you bet your ass you better start working harder, because she is going to leave you the second someone that can provide her with a good life comes along. I'm sorry. It's just...
I don't know how much I buy that, but I guess.
He's like, oh, fuck, what are you saying here?
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Serious red pill rants.
I'm with you to a point. I also see... I don't think it's the case everywhere. But
no,
I do
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
I'm talking obviously the majority of cases. But like, yeah, for that reason, I think the looks of a guy, whilst still obviously is important, but like, you're in great shape, right?
Yeah.
That is more valuable than being like super tall and out of shape, I think, because...
I would 100% disagree.
I think it's earned. Like a really tall but really fat guy, it's like, but do you know what? I posted a topless picture
Yeah.
on my Instagram the other day. And do you know who liked it? Guys.
Yep.
Just like so many guys, but like guys have tried to build a body in the gym. They've tried to eat right. They are the ones that like, whoa, that's, I understand the effort required to achieve that. Girls are like, six pack. Yeah, cool.
So here's where I disagree. I think that girls will look at guys who are in shape but short and be like, I've already seen their limit. But a tall guy who is out of shape, I see his potential.
Depends on the age, though, right?
Yeah,
because if this guy's 35 to 45,
Woof. Tough.
yeah.
It's tough to get out of that.
You've achieved it. Yeah, do you know what? But like, girls pick guys like guys pick stocks.
Okay, go on.
Does that make sense?
No, I have no idea where you're going with this.
So like, a girl will pick a guy based. They will factor in like, this guy is gonna do something.
Go up.
Like I can.
Right.
See, this is why I said like a guy that really works hard, and she can see he's always working hard.
Yeah.
And he's always busy and charismatic and has the attributes that are likely to achieve success.
Sure.
I'm picking that.
Okay.
It's like picking a good stock. You know,
Yeah.
well, that stock
can
has got a
invest in
good
this.
manager. It's got great cash flow. It's got
Yeah.
an awesome product. I trust the team.
Pays dividends. Let's do
yeah,
it.
Yeah. I'm in on this stock. Whereas like, if they see someone that is lazy and doesn't work out, not very charismatic, spends all his time, I like to say in Chinese, 打游戏打飞机.
Yeah.
It's like just wasting all time. Well, what potential do you have? What growth do you have? And I see no problem with that.
Yeah.
I think like that's what.
That's how I look at
women
stocks?
should be. Yeah, that's how I look at stocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't blame them. So I know I work hard.
Yeah.
I know I try my very best. Am I the best? No. There's always room for improvement.
Right.
But I always make sure that I'm trying to at least every hour doing something productive towards my future growth.
Oh.
Because I see that, bro. Like I love the fact that not your audience, because your audience are fucking beautiful people who also work
That's
hard
false.
on self-development. But like I see the majority of the playing field for men, especially nowadays, there's so much distraction.
Yeah.
So much distraction. Good.
Oh.
Be distracted.
Yeah.
I want you all distracted because that's my competition, bro. Do you know what I mean? That's
I'm
who
with
we
you on this
compete
one.
with.
Yeah.
How are they going to compete with us? They ain't competing with us if you're going to sit in all day watching videos of Japanese lovely women, probably, but like you're wasting all the hours of the day. A week's gone by, no progress. 2 weeks gone by. How are you going to compete with us who are trying to improve every hour? It's not even every day. You can't compete. So I want you all distracted. That makes me happy. I'm good with that.
I've gone onto the other side of this fence. Where you are at, I was at 2 years ago.
Okay.
And now I've realized there's too much of this self-help stuff.
Oh,
and
yeah,
a lot of
that's
the
true.
self-help stuff doesn't take into account your soul. To a lesser extent, your soul. And to me, taking a day off, eating junk food.
Oh no, I still do that.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
And I don't want to be the guy that's on this strict regimen. And I see it all the time. I see these people and they sit there and they have every hour planned out. And this is what I have to eat. And and I had that in my calendar for years. And then all of a sudden I realized this is wrong. Sometimes I just want to eat junk food. Sometimes I want to sleep in and play a game and jerk off. Like, to be honest, there are days where I'm just like, this is good for my soul. And I need to get off of this, like, schedule for a little bit.
100%.
Yeah.
Do you know, I completely agree with you. Last year, what you said about having an hourly plan schedule, I literally had an hourly plan schedule.
Same.
I had my food prepared, and it was the same every day. The
Yep.
exact amount of calories, the exact amount of carbs. And, bro, it killed me.
It's terrible for your soul.
You can't. I probably aged more last year than I had in the previous 5 years.
Yeah.
I aged. I saw it. I was like, whoa, I am drained. I'm drained. So this year, whilst I'm still trying to maximize growth,
Yeah.
because obviously I'd like to consider myself still young. If you think I'm young, like the video, please. But I'd like to think of myself as still young. So I'm trying to still maximize as much as possible, especially, I mean, it's not hard to compete with, like we said, with the majority of people, the amount of distractions out there. But yeah, I think Do you know what's happened to me?
Yeah.
I swear to God, I'm going to say it. Here's a world exclusive for the 10 people that get There's a world exclusive. I've started becoming more religious.
Oh.
How weird is that?
We're on the same path.
Bro, I'm
Dude.
like religious. Now, I don't know if I'm like a devout Christian or anything like that, but I've started believing like, well, right, God's real. And I've got a good story to prove it.
Go for it.
Right. Some things are social dynamics, right?
Okay.
Right. Where do I start this? Right. Okay. Very quickly, there's a study by a very famous man called Professor Robert Dunbar, and he says the amount of social connections that people can have is about 150.
Correct. Dunbar's number.
Yeah, you've heard of it, of course. Smart guy. Let's go. But there are ways to achieve much more than this. For example, I support Liverpool Football Club.
Okay.
Okay. Liverpool Football Club has millions, if not tens of millions of supporters globally, right? It's like a Manchester United sort of like Real Madrid style, sort of like huge colossus. That is a social entity. It's not an actual real thing.
It's a religion.
Liverpool Football Club is not a real thing. It doesn't actually exist.
Mm-hmm.
It is the concept. It is a social construct that we all believe it's a football club, yeah? But like the fact that makes me agree with other people.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That therefore the idea of Liverpool Football Club exists, and that makes people happy.
Correct.
Okay. Now imagine this is the story. Okay. You are on a boat, and it crashes.
Yeah.
Okay. There's 2 islands. One island is very religious people. Okay, and they believe in God, and they preserve life and stuff like this. Another island, they're all super atheists to the extent they're cannibals. And they're just savages, okay? If you swim to the island where the people believe in God, has God not just saved your life? The concept of God has literally just saved your life, therefore it must be real.
I'm not with you on this one.
Right. So...
No, I understand the concept.
2 islands, right?
Yeah.
So the concept, although it may or may not, the concept is real, okay? We can agree on that. Like Liverpool Football Club, like Barclays Bank, it is a concept that everybody agrees upon, therefore it exists.
Sure.
Okay, so on this island, the concept of God exists. If you swam to the island of savages, you would die. They would.
How do you know? You are
you're
framing it
as
if non-God believers are savages.
No, but on this island, they're cannibals.
Sure.
Okay, they will kill an outsider. The God people, they preserve life.
All right.
In this albeit made up scenario.
Yeah. In this
the
hypothetical.
concept of God
has saved your life.
life.
Correct. I agree with that.
So I've started becoming more religious, mate. And like that, how I got onto this topic was like a day of rest.
Yeah.
I try to always. I know it's Sunday and I'm here. This technically isn't rest, but like
I'm resting in this.
I'm
enjoying this.
My plan goes out the window on Sundays. I don't care about like I'm quite up to date with my reminders. You see my home screen, it's just like reminders.
Yeah.
I do not do that on Sunday. And I think that's helped me massively in terms of preparation for the next week in general anyway.
Yeah.
I'll think of things, I'll go, no. I'll subconsciously think about that.
Yeah.
That'll come back to me if it's important. Goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
And I found myself far more refreshed, far more motivated, far more productive actually. So a day of rest is day of rest.
I'm on a different boat.
Okay.
I wake up now.
Wait, I want to hear your Jesus story. Go on. How have we done more religious?
I'm actually. It's not even.
Not Jesus
thing.
Muhammad?
I wake up.
What's your flavor?
And I just talk to my passed away grandparents.
Okay, I love that.
I do a little bit of incense.
Okay.
And then I'm just like, hey.
Sort of a Buddhist sort of vibe sort of thing.
Yeah, I light
Whatever
3 things. And I'm just like, today, grandma, grandpa, white boy, I have this meeting I have today. And today I have to do this. And then, my sister's kind of gaining a little weight, maybe give her a little nudge in the right direction. Mom and dad are not doing great, like they're not exercising as much, they're not as active. Maybe take a look at them. And then that's it. Just every single morning,
That's really nice.
10 seconds.
Really
Where I'm just like, these are the things I have to do today. These are the things I kind of care about. And that's it. And then I stick 3 incense into that little pot and I'm good to go for the rest of the day.
That's fantastic. That's really nice.
And I realize that it's really similar to people who in Christianity pray, right? They pray at night.
Same with
real
Islam
similar,
as well.
right?
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, that sets you up for the day. Then you're like, these are the important things I have to do today. And then these are the people I care about. And it puts you not only in a good mood, but it sets you on the right track. And then you're like, all right, I'm doing pretty good today. You know?
I've started similar, not I don't want to call it a conversation with God, but just like letting the world know that I am grateful for the things that I have.
Yep.
I understand that, like, bro, I remember trying to be depressed. Well, not trying to be depressed. Like, sometimes I get depressed, but like, I always tell myself, I'm not allowed to be depressed.
Yeah.
I am not allowed to be depressed. There's people who are starving. There are people who are dying that would do anything
To be you.
literally anything to be me. I have no right ever to be, and I should be grateful.
Yep.
I should be really grateful for everything that this life, God, if you like, has given me.
Yeah.
So that's something I'm going, thank you for this. Thank you for this. I'm not necessarily hoping things will happen, but thank you for this. And it's similar to your grandparents. You're saying you're sort of like, this is going well in my life. And that gives you a sense of like, one, to be proud and to be happy and like grateful. Gratitude is a very important thing to have, right? And number two, similar to religion, similar to your grandparents, I always imagine, kids have an imaginary friend.
Yeah.
I always have, this is going to sound really weird, I swear to God, it's 100% true. 7-year-old me follows me everywhere.
I totally get you.
7-year-old me follows me everywhere, and he judges every decision I make.
Okay.
Every decision I do. And I want 7-year-old me to
be
think
proud of
I'm
you.
the most badass, cool guy. Not necessarily like it's not my kid, which is important. Because your kid, you have to hide some things. Like, for example, you wouldn't fuck someone in front of your kid.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? But 7-year-old you, I want him to be like, yeah, she's great. Yeah, like I can't wait to be me. I can't wait to be like. I can't wait to turn into.
So like
you.
7's really young.
Yeah, okay.
But I get you. I get what your point is.
Like a child
7's
version
so
of me.
young.
So like I thank things that I'm grateful for, but I also my decisions are based on the fact that like I want a younger version of me to
be
always
proud of
be
you.
like you're good, and
yeah.
that keeps me on track.
Yeah.
So like you're saying, taking a day off, that's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. But he's always watching. He's like but my big brother, or like sort of like my big brother, is like, he's so cool. He works so hard. He does all this. He achieves all this. He's cool. That's who I'm gonna be one day.
It's funny you say that because that's the opposite of what a lot of people say. A lot of people are like, me on my deathbed, did I lead a good life?
Yeah.
Right? It's like future you looks back and they're like, yeah, I did pretty good. This was a good day.
But
right?
I'm insuring that as my insurance policy.
Yeah.
He's there, bro. I can see him. You
Yeah.
can't see him. You can't. He's
No.
there. Like, it's me. He's cute as fuck.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's okay to swear. I'm not like, do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I just want to show a good life,
I
say,
get it.
This is how you should do. So I try to take advantage of the opportunities I have, not be lazy, and like certain opportunities I will never get. That's
Right.
part of growing up, right?
It's not some shit's not fair.
Yeah. But that's life. You should always play the best hand that you are given. That's what I'll always do.
100%.
No matter how, Magic the Gathering, I know World of Warcraft, right? No, and they're hyper competitive. They're engineered to be a game of skill, similar
Correct.
to chess, right?
Yeah.
No matter how shit it is going, there is still a best move.
Yeah.
No matter how
Yeah.
no matter how messed up the situation you are in, there is always a best move. There's a sick scene from a Bruce Lee movie, right? And he's trying to get out of this tower.
Yeah.
What are you?
Someone with Chuck Norris.
And then, have you seen it?
Yeah.
And they shut the doors. Do you know what he does? You do know what he does. Sits down. He doesn't fight. He doesn't scream. He doesn't kick the door. He rests. Because that is the best move he can do in that exact situation.
Yep.
And you do that in World of Warcraft too. If you're a mage, can't heal yourself.
Right.
You can only eat. If you leave combat, you might be on 1 health.
Yeah.
The best situation sometimes is to run
out.
as far away and just eat as
Yeah.
much as you can. And like, it's a terrible move because you sit down, which means you're going to get critical shot. But some people would never, like high level players will do that. And like, another thing a high level player will do is use like, you've got no mana, but you'll have bound to a key like a level 1 frostbolt. It's like something. It's going to hit you for 0.00001% of your health.
Right.
But it's 0.001% more than would have been done. That's what separates, because do you know what? Maybe you don't win a lot of those situations. But those are the games that sometimes, very rarely, you do win.
Those are your
That
outs.
makes you a champion. That's what makes you a champion.
Those are your outs. I get it.
Play the winning play
the best hand.
the best hand you can. You still might lose, but this is why I like Liverpool Football Club. That is the ethos of the club. I promise. They could be 5-0 down.
Yeah.
5-0 down. 89th minute, 90 minutes in a football game. Those boys are still sprinting.
Yeah.
That's like, because the fans will be like, we
Don't give
paid
up.
to see you. Because it's a very working class town. And a football ticket is about £60. No,
It's not cheap.
Little by quite 10.
Yeah.
So for a working man, just a normal guy, taxi driver, works in a factory, whatever, that's a lot of money.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
not cheap.
It's probably a day or two of their weekly wages.
Yeah.
And they have to come every week. So, you know, it's a seventh of their income to watch
Yeah.
this club. And that is reflected back to the players, like, no matter what, you keep running and we keep cheering.
Yeah.
As long as you're running, we will support you.
I like that. I like that motivation too. Like the guys that just kind of give up, they're like, yeah, there's no way we can win.
They don't play for Liverpool, those type of players.
Yeah.
They get dropped really soon. There's a style. Liverpool are always, I'm sure you're aware, like one of the best teams. They're currently top of the Premier League. They'll probably win. But if you compare their squad to the similar size clubs, the sort of like a Real Madrid and Manchester City now, the squad value is maybe 1/3. But they're winning.
Yeah.
They're winning. So the players aren't necessarily the most expensive, the Messis, the Ronaldos. They never have those players. But they've got 8 out of 10s that give 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's better always, but if you're sad, you're looking at people thinking, oh my gosh, this person has every genetic advantage. You can still outwork them.
Yeah.
You know, like hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. It's a very famous quote. And it is better to be an 8 out of 10 and always give a 10 out of 10 performance than to be a 10 out of 10 that sometimes gives a 5 out of 10 performance.
I live and breathe by that because I grew up on a swim team, right? I grew up on a swim team and everyone was taller than me. By the time I was 15, everybody was taller than me. And you have to work twice as hard if you're short because they're going to outpace you off the block. But if you work harder, if you really figure out, here's where I'm catching the water, here's where I'm catching, if you maximize each of those little pieces, you're still doing better than most.
Level 1 for us balls.
Yeah.
Every
Every
thing
little
you
piece
gotta
counts.
Go do it, yeah.
And if you can manage to stack all of that up, it's better than most people.
Yeah, 100%.
You're doing
bro.
great.
100%.
No?
Yeah. If you can get your maximum out of your 7 out of 10, 8
Yeah.
out of 10, you're going to beat a lot of people who are genetically 10 out of 10 that just don't.
Because
they
so
just
many
work.
talented people don't realize how hard it is.
Yeah, 100%.
And they're
Because
just
they
like,
go, oh, I win with these. I don't really want to show up
I jump
today.
off the block and I'm fucking, like 2 meters ahead of this person already.
It's
Yes.
that age-old story of the rabbit and the hare, you know?
Yep.
You know that? And that is really important.
It's the rabbit or the hare and the tortoise.
The tortoise and the hare,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, just consistency and always not quitting, very important.
Yeah, not quitting.
It reminds me of KSI, very famous YouTuber. And he's a black guy from the UK.
Yeah.
And he's wildly successful now. Wildly. I'm sure
crazy.
you've seen Prime, yeah?
Yes.
The energy drink. And
Although Prime's not doing great right now.
Yeah,
but-
but wildly successful. And one of a quote I saw, he was speaking to his brother, and he was saying, like, oh yeah, I've got all these disadvantages. Like, I'm black. I have to work twice as hard as other people to get the same results. And he's like, all right, we'll work 3 times harder than them.
Yeah.
Like that, you're not going to change that fact. And unfortunately, in a lot of the world, this is true, and that is true. But his attitude towards that, it was like, didn't blink. It was like, okay, and it wasn't work twice as hard. Then it was like,
Yeah.
we'll work 3 times harder then,
Right.
and you go further. Like, okay, this is what you have to do. Do it.
Yeah.
You know, and like a lot of people see the trophies, and they won the trophies, but they don't want to do the training.
No.
You know? And then,
Yo, the training's so much harder.
yeah, of course.
No one cares. Yeah.
Of course, no one cares about the training.
Yeah.
They care about the trophies.
Yeah.
But without training, there's no trophies. Yeah.
Dude, and it's just about sticking around. I really feel like
Consistency.
just keep doing it. I see so many people quit so early. Like, I look at how long have you done your channel now?
Do you know what? I always say, I just started it, but I haven't now. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah, 2022. So like,
Right?
coming
It's
on,
been a minute.
Yeah, coming on 3 years now.
Yeah.
It's not nothing, you know. And
It's not nothing. But I see so many people quit year 1.
yeah.
They come in and they're like, yeah, I'm going to do my Xiaohongshu, I'm going to do my Douyin, I'm going to do all of this, and I'm going to get famous. And then first year, they're like, this is hard. I'm like, yeah, it's not easy.
You don't. I was one of them. I thought my first video, like, like, I woke up this morning. I went to bed at midnight. I woke up at probably about 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Open my laptop, studying.
Yeah.
Like, studying course. And, like, according to Xiaohongshu, I am in the top 10, or at least I was a couple of months ago, 6 months ago, the top 10 foreign influencers in China.
It's amazing.
Not just Shanghai, top 10 in the country. And, like, I am still every day, how do I make this better? How do I make this better? How do I make this better? Studying the data. And you're not just going to do it overnight. Like, you're not just going to go, okay, I'm just going to make some videos and then become famous. No. Because the people that have achieved it, and there's people much better than me. I might be in the top 10, but let me tell you, the difference between being 8th place and 3rd place is
huge.
Absolutely massive. You know?
Huge.
Yeah. Like, absolutely massive. I get a few 100,000 views. These guys get millions, if not tens of millions sometimes. So there's a big difference. And that I'm looking at them.
Yeah.
What do they do? How do I do what they do, but how do I do it better? This is important. I think, especially in China, right? You see the attitude of Chinese is like a lot of copy paste. But I think like the Western attitude, the American attitude, the British attitude is we will look at the past, but how do I make that better?
Yeah.
There's a very famous story about the Olympic cycling. This is the most British thing in the world, right?
All right.
We realized we were getting our asses kicked in the Olympics.
Yeah.
So before the London 2012, we looked at which event, this is the most British thing ever, science, we're going to just look at which event yields the most medals.
Gotcha.
Cycling. Which team is really kicking ass at cycling? The Americans.
Yeah.
What ethnicity are the cyclists? Well, the majority from Western Europe.
Oh.
Okay, so like, the ethnicity's fine, must be the bikes.
Yeah.
So we took the bike apart, and they gave like, I can't remember, I'm going to butcher this study, but I'm going to say 500 people, an individual part of the bike. I'm talking like a bolt.
Yeah.
And a spring,
Yeah.
you know? And that person was tasked with increasing the efficiency of that individual part of the bike by 1%. 1%. Minimum 1% efficiency. You make it 1% lighter and 1% stronger.
Right.
This one bolt. But compounded over 500 things.
Huge.
Bro, the next Olympics, I'll get the stats. Bro, I'm talking like 12 gold. We were unstoppable. So it's not, okay, they're good, let's use their bikes. No. It's, we break that down very small. And how do we improve every little thing? So I'm like that. I'm looking at their subtitles. Okay, that's good. How do I make that a little bit better? Oh, that cut was good. I like the theming they're using. I like the transition. How would I improve on that?
Right.
First never follows. Don't be copying people, because you're never going to copy it as good as them.
Yeah.
The difference will always be the same. But if you can always improve, you will make that difference smaller and smaller. So that's good advice for people who are trying to start out on social media. Look at what the good people are doing. I'm not saying go in blind and don't completely that's a losing battle. You should stand on the shoulders of giants, but you should always be trying to get better. Not okay, I'm going to use the same thumbnails as them.
Yeah.
How do I make a better thumbnail? That's what you need to think about. And that's where the real hard work comes in.
I have a really great story that kind of contradicts you, but in a different way.
I love the contradictions. I love them.
I have this really pivotal moment in my life.
Okay.
Where I was at an investment bank in China. It was one of my first jobs.
All life is like the same, grew up in a swim team, used to work in an investment bank, same. Anyway, carry on.
And my two managing directors at the time asked me to go in two different directions.
Okay.
One managing director, my direct director was like, hey, come with me. I'm going to try this new thing. It's in finance. And I really saw a lot of me. Like, I saw a lot of potential to be more like him in that position. He was really into the things. Yeah, a lot of things that he was into, I was into. And I saw a direct, clear path that way. And then the other managing director is my now very good friend Kelvin, was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go open a club. Do you want to come open a club with me?" And I was like, "That's exactly the opposite of everything I like. It's not really what I want to do."
Straight and narrow party.
And I ended up going with him to open this club.
Okay.
On the Bund at the time, it was called Horizons. It was not successful. It's best 2 years of my life.
Okay. So it was a personal success.
It was a personal success. But then I realized, many, many years later, that the decision I made was I wanted to be more like Kelvin. So I'm going to do something more outrageous, something brand new, because I wanted to be more open, more exciting like Kelvin. But that's not the right answer. The right answer is you should have looked inward and been like, how do I want to be more like me? And I don't want to be more like that person. I don't want to be more like this person. Neither managing director was the correct call. The correct call was to sit down. How do I be more like Arthur? And then make your decision. And at the time, I didn't think like that. Like I was, 24, 25? I was young. But like in hindsight, that the right call was not to be, more like that Wang Hong or more like that person who's ahead of me. Just look inside, be like, how do I be more like me? And that was a really difficult thing for like me to consider at the time. I was sitting there like, Kelvin was, exciting. He had all the girls around him all the time. That's what I wanted. But that's not you in the end. In the end, you have to be more like you. Because if you copy paste someone else, that's not you.
Game over.
Yeah, it's still game over. I'll never be
depressed, bro.
Yeah, I'll never be more like Kelvin than Kelvin is. Like that just doesn't make sense.
That's why I like the trampoline so much, because it just reminds me of my childhood, and that's what I genuinely like to do. My first question to anyone who's like really depressed is, what do you like to do? Yeah. And they're always like, I don't know. Yeah. I'm like, that's your problem. Yeah. You wear a mask of society for so long, you forget who you are, and it's game over for you. So I always take them back and go, well, go back in time. Yeah. You're 6 years old, 7 years old. Oh, what do you like to do? Yeah. And then I remember speaking to this girl once years ago. She was like, I like to go and catch fish in my little village. I went, okay, let's go and catch some fish. Yeah. And do you know, I've never seen anyone so happy in life. Yeah. From crippling depression to it was like I'd unlocked something in herself, like a memory, like this is what I like to do. A lot of time people just do things because it's cool and they don't do things that they want to do, but then it just kills you. Yeah. I am very aware that me going to the trampoline and playing with 9-year-old cheerleaders from the Shanghai American School is a fucking not playing with them, but I mean playing in the same area. That's what they like to do, before I get a bloody charge. Not actually playing with them, but playing in environment that is built for 9-year-old girls essentially. Is not the coolest thing in the world. I don't give a fuck, bro. Right. That's what I like. That makes me happy. People look and go, oh, but you're not the best. Yeah, because I do. I don't care if I'm cool or not. I do. And you know what? When you start doing yourself for long enough, that is cool. Dude, and you're so cool. Much happier. Do you know what I mean? That is cool. Oh, it's cool because you do you, especially as you get older. Yeah. Because I remember my Instagram, I'd never post oh, I'm doing this and doing this. It'd have to be oh yeah, I'm going to the bar and I'm doing socially acceptable things. I'm cool. But then I just stopped all that and here's me. Hey, I can do a double backflip on a trampoline. Dude, it's pretty awesome. Fuck, that's sick. Well done, man. That's awesome. As people grow up, they start to appreciate that as well. They're sort of okay, I put my kung fu uniform on, do a mad kick. Bro, I can't do that. That's your talent. That's who you are. That's your thing. If you want to do Magic the Gathering, do that, bro. Dude, that makes you happy. Dude. Yep. And then you learn way more. Yeah. You learn way more. In my school, that's the one thing what I was saying to you earlier, is I encourage the children to do exactly what they want to do. Yeah. Whatever you want to do, I'm not going to force you to learn when you're 2.5. If you don't want to do a music class, don't do it. Instead, you want to paint, sick. Yeah. I think a problem with the education system, actually, most days, is they force people to be well-rounded. Fuck no. If you're skilled at one thing, you should be balls deep in that. Oh. You should be. If you're an incredible painter and you show huge potential, do painting. You know what I mean? You see these. Interesting. You see in China, right? This is another. I don't know if I agree. Keep going. Okay. Off topic, but they kill kids, bro. Your football team in China, the football team here, it's garbage. Sucks. Do you watch it? Yeah, no. So okay, it's garbage. So not your team, but they suck. Yeah. The Chinese national team, you guys suck. This is an open challenge. If any of you got a problem, you can come to Mahmoudi Gym and we can spar. I don't care. I will fight anyone in the China national team. No problem. Put some money on the line for charity. Open call out. Anyway, so they suck. Why is that? Because they're forced to do it as a kid and probably don't want to do it. You look at the England team, bro. They didn't have world-class facilities. They don't have coaches and they had to go they just loved football, so all they did was play football in the street. Most of the England football team, the vast majority, most of the Chinese football team came from money. Right? It's fair to say they're probably
Not necessarily, but yeah.
I don't know, but I'd imagine that a good amount because they pay for training and stuff like that. The England football team, they come from like really, really tough places, you know. So on one side, that's a motivation to get out of the sum, similar to you see a lot of footballs from Brazil, right? You know, but they see that as an output. But two, all they did was play football. That's what I want kids to do. If you're really good at football, you should be playing football all day. You become the next Messi. If you made Messi, but you have to do painting now. You have to do music now. Has not impacted his life in any way, shape, or form. His ability to say do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it has impacted his life negatively. He could have kicked the ball 10 more times. Again, it's a level 1 frostball, but that level 1 frostball counts for something.
All right, I'm with you on. I'm with you on 90% of what you just said.
Okay.
Because someone has once told me that passion is the ideal form of efficiency.
Okay.
Because if you're passionate about A, you don't have what everyone else has where they have to get up and make themselves do something. You spend less energy forcing yourself to do something because you're already there. You already want to do it.
Like us in the
And
trampolines.
all of that energy is focused on accomplishing A.
Yeah.
Where everyone else has to spend, let's say 20% just to get up to do this thing. You're already there. You're already in. So passion, I agree. 100%. If you want to do this, passion helps. It's very efficient. But I also think that people need to be a little bit more well-rounded. Need to go and try a lot of different things and be good so that you can connect these things together. Because rock climbing has helped my jiu-jitsu immensely. Rock climbing, because of just holding onto the wall by my fingers, huge grip strength. Now you try to get out, good luck.
It's not happening.
Good luck. All of these things compound and help each other, unless you want to be a world champion. Certain world champions, they only do this one thing. But people that do many things, far more interesting. People that do what they love and dabble in a lot of things that they love, far more interesting. Because they take a little bit from everything. And then they kind of like mix and match. They do their own little soup. And it's not pure.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
But I think there's so much things in the world that one can do. Therefore, I think you should do what you want to do.
Yep.
Like you do rock climbing because you like rock
Love
climbing,
it.
Therefore you do it.
Yep.
And you do jiu-jitsu because you do jiu-jitsu, therefore you do it. I agree people should be well-rounded.
Yeah.
I think, I agree, they're way more fun. If you meet someone that's, like, I've got friends that, like, went down that football route.
Yeah.
Bro, they're so boring.
Dude, so boring.
Only
sometimes.
conversation they can have
Is football. That's it.
football. That's
Yeah.
it. That's the only thing they can do. I'm sure you've got friends,
Yeah.
baseball or whatever. Like, it's boring. So people should have more rounded. What I'm saying is people should not, especially kids, like in school,
Yeah.
should not be forced to doing things that they
they don't
have
wanna
no interest in.
Correct.
Like, I am not interested in music. I'll be honest. I just don't care. I don't listen to music.
Dude.
I know that's weird, but like every music class I ever did has been a waste of my time.
Yeah.
It has been a waste of my time. I mean, I occasionally like to memorize something on piano
Yeah.
just so I've got, like, I enjoy that actually. That
Just
is
have that
something
little skill to pull out of your
enjoy.
pocket.
Yeah, yeah. But like reading musical notes, that do,
Don't
re,
care.
fi, hasn't impacted my life whatsoever. But that's not to say like academic courses, like they are important. I think people should be smart. Right?
Yeah.
You should go to school. You should understand basic
basics.
history. You should understand mathematics,
Basic
science. This is important. Like
Yep.
you want smart people. But as with like non-academic subjects, I'm talking like arts, P's, and things like that.
I would fight back and say the music classes that you have taken are not completely useless. They've at least eliminated music from your potential
Okay.
future.
Yeah.
So at least you've done it, you've tried it, you've realized that this is not part of what I want. And that has value. Not a lot of value, but it has
You're right.
value.
I guess the value in that is sort of like you should still be encouraged to try new things.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
You should
Keep an open mind.
At least like, it's like someone that only eats apples.
Yeah.
I'm not eating a banana because I like apple. Yeah, well, you might like banana.
How do you know? Yeah. Just give it a shot.
Just eat it.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
And if you don't like it now, tell me again in 5 years. Try it again in 5 years.
Yeah.
And if you still don't like it, I'm never going to ask you again. But if you try it now and you don't like it, I want you to give at least 2 chances. And then whatever. I've given yoga thousands of, and each time I get out of yoga, I'm like, that was terrible.
Yeah,
like, I fucking hate this.
I feel like yoga it's like parkour but for women. I'm sorry. Or like, have you ever done like mobility classes?
Yep.
That's like more of like it's difficult, you know? Some yoga is bloody difficult.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. But like Eugene, you
Yeah.
know Eugene? Yeah, he does mobility classes. Shout out Eugene. Very good classes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not for me.
Not for me.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I enjoy Eugene's class. He's really smart, really talented guy. And I'll do it if I'm there, but I wouldn't travel for like
Nope.
a yoga class.
100%
Tried it in lockdown, bro.
Yep.
Like really
Couldn't do it.
I was just bored as fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. Bores the shit out of me. I can't take it. All right, we're at time. Anyways, thank you so much for coming.
I'm so hungry,
Dude,
man.
I love that you took your time out of the day to come here.
Anytime, my
Yeah.
friend.
You let me
Anytime.
know.
Make sure you all follow me on 小红书
Daniel,
你就搜
Daniel.
搜 Daniel 就可以了。
That's not true.
我很
That's
高兴
not true.
So
If
Daniel
I
does
saw
it.
Daniel, there's a ton of Daniels.
Yeah, you'll find
it
me.
has
You'll
to be
find me.
Daniel.
You'll find me. You'll find
Okay.
me. It's probably when you I didn't upload for a while.
Yeah.
You fall out of favor with the algorithm.
I didn't know that.
You fall out of favor with them.
I did it a
If
while
I
back and I
weekly
couldn't find
upload,
you.
I'm always number 1.
Okay.
If I upload every week, even just for 2 weeks now, I'm always number 1.
Okay.
But like, if I don't upload for 2 weeks, it'll push me to like 3rd place. Fuck.
Dude, there was a while. It was a while back.
was a lot.
But I was like, I cannot find
There
Daniel.
was a period of time where I didn't upload for a while.
Yeah.
And then I fell back. But then I uploaded 3 bangers back to back, like 250,000, 300k, 150k videos back to back, like within a week. And they were like, oh, they love you
He's
again.
back.
You know when they love you.
Yeah.
Like you just get more traffic. You can't, like, there was a point on my channel when it was really popping where if you search like Lao Wai,
Yeah.
the
automatically
the
you.
first 4 videos of me, like the first 4 though, not one,
Yeah.
not one. Like
It
it
was
wasn't
all
like it was me. Like
Yeah.
if you search 外国人老外在中国外国人在中国 you couldn't not see me. Like I
Yeah.
was rank 1, 2, 3, and 4. So
That's
like the
wild.
entire homepage was
Yeah.
me. So and I can get that again very easily. It's like I just need to keep uploading.
keep posting.
Consistency,
Yeah.
as you say. Is
I
key.
got you.
But it takes an awful lot of time.
Yeah.
Awful lot of time.
Dude, I'm glad that you're here.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'm going to get that scene with you now and then finish the editing, probably post it. Thumbnails. I need to post the thumbnails. Right.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Take care.
this has been
Yeah.
the BingKing podcast with me, Daniel, and your host, Arthur. Can I do the outro? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
go for it.
Yeah, you can follow us on our social channels and just be positive, people. I think is the general
That was the gist of it.
consensus from today's message. Like,
Yeah.
no matter how you're feeling down, it is definitely the choices that life has sometimes brought to you. It's not necessarily your choice, but there's always more choices. So stay positive.
There's always the best choice.
And yeah, follow me. Bye bye.
All right. Later. That was awesome.
Thanks for
do 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 do.